We are going to get started. I'll also awkwardly be here staring at myself in my computer because we are having a Google Hangout as well. So I wanted to just start off by sharing what social media is working to do, and then have you specifically kind of see where each of the things is happening, and then I'll show that to you on my computer as well. So the first thing is, for me, it made the most sense to be very structured and organized. I just am, and so if I didn't do it that way, I'd drive myself crazy. So on Mondays, I post about young adult lit. I sometimes post something, a review from the PAWPL, is that how you say it? PA, the Pennsylvania Reading and Writing.
Oh.
Yes, okay, we're adding extra letters. So if they do a review, I front load that and I make sure that that gets on first. Or if Rose writes a review, she's not usually doing YA, but so if it's someone from Pennsylvania, I give that higher priority. Otherwise, I just pull them. I pull often from Nerdy Book Club because they do a lot of that sort of thing, but I'm just trying to get new titles and a review of that book out there on Mondays. Tuesdays is a Teaching Idea Tuesday. They're coming from absolutely everywhere. Sometimes it'll be an IRA idea. Sometimes it will be something that I get from Reading Rockets. I mean, just anything that I think has merit, or even something that I saw on my own personal Facebook page, and then I'll make sure that I send it to myself and put it in the queue. On Wednesday, I do Writing Idea Wednesday. Again, a lot of stuff comes from Pulp, but also two writing teachers. Really appreciate a lot of the stuff that they're doing. And it's 6 teachers now. It's not just 2 writing teachers. So I feel like there's a variety of voices. So it's not just the same thing over and over. But again, that's something that if I see that Kylene Beers posted something or something like that, if it comes my way, I will definitely post that. Thursdays has changed. When I last talked in September, I was doing a Professional Development Thursday. Now I'm doing a Tech Thursday. Right now I'm uploading the series that Ian O'Brien is doing. He did like an interview with, it's called 4 Questions With, and the first one was with Don Liu, and the second one was with 2 people. I didn't recognize their names, but they're all, and he works with the Journal of Adolescent Literature. So I'm doing that. I've also posted, like Jamie is really great about sharing techie ideas that she likes, and she's in the classroom. So I do have a committee, and when I see them posting something or sharing something with me, I also try to front load that other than just the generic stuff I get myself. So it just has to be something tech. And I try not to do something that's very aggressive, like, oh, how to, and I'm like, wow, I've never heard of that. I'm not sure what that is, or something like that. And then the last thing is, 2 more. Fridays are Children's Lit Fridays. So that's where Rose would come in, or again, Nerdy Book Club, or anything that I see that I think is really relevant. I'm making sure that it's kind of in keeping with my Goodreads and stuff like that. I know that Mary Napoli does a lot of book reviews, but she only puts them on Goodreads, and you can't really do Goodreads unless you have a Goodreads. But I'm at least looking for common titles that she's sharing and that she puts on her Goodreads to also post out there. Children's Lit Fridays are very popular, it seems. And then good.
Is that something like with our Keystone to Reader Book Awards? Could you post the annotated list of books?
So what I did on one of the very first Tech Tuesdays is I now on the KSRA YouTube channel have book trailers or conversations with the author for every single book that I could find. So I'll try to show it to you. YouTube is still very hard for me. It's just, I do this because I like social media, not because I'm this tech. I'm not Ian at all. Like, it's, what he does is like, wow, I'm really not sure I understood the words he said. It's just like so advanced. So, but every book that you guys had on your list in the primary, the preschool, I got either a book trailer that someone did or a conversation with the author. So all those videos are up there. And I did post that, gosh, about like 2 or so months ago. And I did that for the older ones as well. A few more options there. Like more people are doing book trailers. Hey, welcome. We're just getting started. I'm just talking about how it's YA Monday, Teaching Idea Tuesday, Writing Wednesday, Tech Thursday, Children's Lit Friday, and then Saturday is where, and I really try to limit that to either IRA or local events. So if you go back to your councils, like for Tri-County, they had Lit Fest. I promoted that. I've promoted the Kutztown University's Children's Festival. Anything that you would like promoted that you feel like needs a slightly broader audience. I've been trying to do that on Saturdays. So I did have a question Saturday. Nobody ever asked questions or answered my questions. So I figured that's not what people want to do. And that was okay, totally okay. So what I want to do is I just want to show you what this looks like so that you can start to do this as well. Okay, so I'm going to screen share. Hold on. I'm going to go off real quick. I'm going to come onto Facebook. Okay, and I'm going to go back and then I'm going to go screen share. It's the first time I'm doing this, so bear with me. Start screen share. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to log on to your Facebook page if you have one. If you are interested in this platform, I'm going to talk about a few platforms. So if you are just not very interested or you don't have a Facebook and you are vehemently opposed to having a Facebook, that's fine. So don't do what we're doing right now. I'm just going to show it to you. So, but what I will tell you is that I believe that there's been a slight shift in the publishing world. And I believe that children's and YA authors have been told that they need to publicize through Facebook. I am friends now with so many authors, and it started through Donalyn. Like Donalyn won't follow me on Twitter, but we're friends on Facebook. And I think that it's a shift that these authors have had. And even, I mean, Doug Fisher liked my, that I had written an article in Reading Today. And I was like, hey, Doug Fisher, how you doing? That sort of thing, so, but, Kelly Gallagher, no, he did not accept my friend request, but Janet Wong did, and Brian Flocka, and I don't know, but I think that that's how they are putting out. And then they also make children's author pages, and sometimes they invite you to like that sort of thing. So I do believe that Facebook is a place where more literature stuff is going on potentially. So anyway, what you would do is you would just, how's everyone doing in terms of the logging in if you want to? Just give me a hands on your head, thumbs up. Okay. All right. So what you would do is you would just search Keystone State Reading Association, and you just type it in. All I did was KEYS, but it might take a few more letters for you because you're not there every day. And then when you get to the page, you can just, right here, there's a button, that just says to like it. And then you will, you can get notifications or not, but at least you will see everything that goes on to every of the pages I'll show you is the same. So while the best quality is truly on Facebook, it seems, but I still tweet it. I still Pinterest most of it. I don't Pinterest the PD ideas. It's a lot harder for me to, I'll talk to you about my Pinterest issues in a little bit. So I also put it on Google+, which I'll talk to you about. So whatever platform you're most comfortable, it's not like you have to be on all of them because it's the same thing so whatever you're most comfortable is what's important. Okay, and then the way that looks is just, if you scroll down, you see that this morning I posted that Lancaster Lebanon Reading Council is having an appetizers with Patrick Carmen event. And you'll see, you know, and if you comment, one of us will always catch it. So I noticed that Michelle here, who I haven't met, you know, gave a little shout out to a few of her friends. And you'll notice that 48 people were reached. So another thing, if you are a friend of KSRA and you want to, you love the stuff we're doing and you want it to get out to other people, you really need to like it or share it, depending upon how you feel about it. I always like things that I like, but I only share the really, really good things or the things that I'm really interested.
Wonderful book. That's going to be on our list.
Yes. So this was a post from 2 writing teachers, and it's math and science mentor texts, but they're children's books. So I put it on the Children's Lit Friday because I did think it was an excellent, and all you do is click here and it'll take you to that website and show you what that person wrote and all of that kind of stuff. And some of these from 2 writing, like this is a giveaway. So if you blog, which we won't talk about during this session at all, but if you blog and you post a comment on them, you could have the opportunity to win a set of books from them. They usually give away 2 sets of the 10 books. So, and 2 writing teachers is Pennsylvania. One of the teachers is in Harrisburg. So one of the sponsors of that. So you see, you know, down here, this was the Writing Idea Wednesday. The Pulp had printed out something where Lynn Dorfman had written about Chris Lehman's close reading book. So I posted that for Tuesday, and et cetera, et cetera. You'll see that the more interaction we have down here, usually the more people will get to notice it. When we did the advocacy, so I think I just jumped in and I was just like, I'm interrupting my regularly scheduled post to let you know about the situation with the reading specialist certification. And that post actually reached 1,500 people, which was really exciting. I'm really excited to say that we do boast 606 followers. That's a lot of people. And then, you know, when they like it, if they would like it, or at least they're seeing it, then it gets to even more people or don't like us on Facebook. So it is a very powerful, I think, medium to spread not just these ideas, but also things that we're doing when they come up. And obviously, as we get closer to the conference, more and more stuff will get pushed out on the conference. So questions, or I can't get to this page, I have no idea what you're talking about, or is everyone kind of good? Okay. Yeah, Facebook for me is, I just get it the best. I understand it the best. All right, can I move away from Facebook now? Any other questions about? All right. So another place we are is on Twitter. Sorry, I don't know how to type. Okay, and so Twitter, let me just make sure it's still sharing. Oh yeah, so cool. Okay, so Twitter is an acquired taste. If you don't do Twitter yet, it's actually a pretty phenomenal place to get professional development in 140 characters or less per tweet. But I would recommend stalking it for a while, a month up to 6 months, and just reading. So we have not, I think what my goal would be for next year is to actually have chats, KSRA chats. But right now we only have on, if I search Keystone, it's Keystone State Reading all together, or at Keystone Reading. Right now we only have 132 followers. So that's not quite what I need, but maybe towards the spring or, you know, something like that. I have done my own chat. I did a chat for Ing Chat, so I think I'm ready to go with it, and I just have to talk to Julie about it. And I'd love to maybe have somebody like kind of be a guest, like that sort of thing. Maybe even talk to Rose about getting one of the authors that's going to come, maybe be a guest on our Twitter chat. But it's very specific to Twitter, and not everyone's quite there yet. So every day I post something just a little bit shorter. It doesn't come with pictures. It will, if I, like, this was my Tech Thursday, and so it's 4 questions for Jennifer Rowsell, I have to do my phonics, discussing multiliteracies. And so that'll show up, but generally, unless you're adding the picture separately, the nice thing about Facebook and Google Plus and Pinterest is when I put the link there, if it has a picture associated with it, the picture pops up all nice. Twitter, because of its minimalist ideology, just puts the words that I put there. And sometimes I have to take away some of the words because, I'll be like 35 over, great. And then I start deleting things like Thursday and hi and, welcome and stuff like that, or great idea, check it out. So it's much more minimalist. But what I like about Twitter is the chatting feature. So when I had my chat, Kylene Beers stopped by for my chat, and I was like, oh my God, Kylene's here. And I forgot to start type and stuff like that. And, halfway through, she didn't know what my topic was and, that sort of thing. So, but she came, and it was really cool like that. Just Thursday at 8:00, Fountas and Pinnell had a chat. Kylene went to that one too. There are a lot of big names at that one. Monday nights, Minu Rami, who came to this past conference, she hosts, and she's not always there, but she facilitates Ing Chat, and they talk about everything, and it's just English, like literature and stuff like that. Usually is more upper or secondary than elementary. That's Monday nights at 7:00. And you just follow the hashtag, and that's that thing where everyone does that now, like hashtag great mom, like that sort of thing. So I can search hashtags. So say I search ENGCHAT. I searched BP Roots for my grad class the other week, and porn came up. I was really excited about that, being their professor. But BP Roots is Donalyn and Terry, and I don't know how to say it, Professor Nana, and they talk about titles. And then there's also Title Talk, but you have to, they're not always on the same day. So some of them are a little bit harder. If you are a geek about Teachers College, like Reading Writing Project, every Wednesday night at 7:00, they have a chat. And all the people that are up there, not Lucy, not Mary Aaronworth, but everyone else, they join in for the chat. There's some, if you heard of Wonderopolis, every once in a while they'll have a chat at 8:00 on Monday night, and it's just a really neat sharing of ideas. It's a very positive place too. Facebook sometimes, like if somebody did something, or oh, these 80 million people died today, it's very negative sometimes, or the posts that people make are very negative. Twitter has remained very positive. Almost people have criticized it for being so positive. How is this realistic? Nobody's disagreeing with each other. So anyway, so Ing Chat. So if I come here and say all, it can just show you a few things. Sometimes during the week, people will just put Ing Chat as the hashtag because they just want to shout out stuff. But if I went to the actual chat, you would actually just see conversations, and you'll see Q1 and Q2 and Q3, and you just answer questions. We usually set up 8 to 10 questions, and you just have a conversation. They tell you the topic. If people are really involved, the topic beforehand. Let me just go to Minu because I can probably find it. Yeah, there she is. And I'll see what the next one, just to show you. There's a conference, there's an EduCon conference in Philly right now, so that's what a lot of her tweets are. But here. So, well, that's an old one, sorry. But for instance, January 12th, 7 p.m., please join Troy Hicks and Jeremy Baller as they share their new work with us. And then you just go at, and you follow that hashtag at 7 p.m. on that Monday, and you can just kind of watch people talk. They usually make an archive of it, they storify it, or there's one other one that people use. So you can read it later. Something like a title talk with Donna Lynn. They'll just be like, okay, share books. And like 8,000 people just like share new titles of stuff they're reading, and you're like, oh God, and I'm trying to just get in one title, and 14 people have said it already. But if you just read for a while, it's kind of cool. Does anyone want to set up a Twitter account? You don't know how to do that? Or you don't want to do it? Awesome. Okay, so if you would just be willing to friend, and unless you're like still an egg and have no description next to you, I usually will follow you back, just because I think I'm a little obsessive compulsive about my followers. Like if I follow you, I want you to follow me back, that sort of thing. But so anyway, I usually will, unless I can't tell who you are, like I don't know that you're in Pennsylvania, I don't know that you're, someone in literacy. But anyway, 132 followers is a good place to start, but I think we'll build capacity there. Does anyone chat here with Twitter? Yeah, I know. I think I'll wait a little bit longer, but I do think we could have a KSRA chat like once a month if we get a consistent date, especially if I could get guest speakers. I think that would be really cool. So, and I think it would be a cool way to promote the conference. So, as long as you pick the people that were comfortable with Twitter. So, but I think Janet Wong is on Twitter. There's you'd be surprised like how many people just don't expect everybody to follow you back if they're really, but Smokey Daniels follows me, and Frank Serafini just followed me this week, and I was like, thank you, Dr. Serafini. He didn't respond. So Chris Tavani follows me, it's neat. It's and it's a neat place to be. And then you get no matter what Kelly feels about me that he doesn't know exists, it's okay. But I really appreciate things he said, so I can put him on my notifications. So if I can turn off or turn on notifications, and then anything he posts will come up. Don't follow Stephanie Harvey because she posts at 4 a.m. So, yeah, exactly. So she posts a lot. And then when you go to the conference and you see some of these people, it's kind of neat to follow them and keep that conversation going after you've met them in person, which is a really neat thing. And that's sometimes possible for Facebook, but much more on Twitter. So, all right. Any questions about Twitter?
If I just typed in INGCHAT, right?
ENG.
Oh,
IngChat. Yeah. With the hashtag in front of it. So I do really like the Teachers College ones, but I think that's something you have to be familiar with. Like if you don't do writing workshop, I don't know that it'll make the most sense. But the title talk and the BP roots are cool too, because they talk about should kids read independently. IRA and NCTA came out with a joint article just recently on leisure reading and how the NRP does not make a recommendation about independent reading, and they came out very strongly and said the NRP was wrong. And we had this whole conversation about how to help kids read independently, how to pick books, why it's important for IRA and NCTE to even make statements like this. And it was a really great conversation. So, all right. Okay, I'm gonna probably need, who's a Pinterest person? Okay, I might need you guys, because Pinterest and we have a love-hate relationship. All right, so what I want to search is Keystone Reading. And I don't even know if this really works. No.
So you go on Pinterest?
Yes. How do you search for people on Pinterest?
You hit the search button at the bottom.
Oh, it's at the bottom.
Sorry,
See,
but
just
on my phone, it doesn't.
silliness. Hold on, I gotta get rid of all that. So it's not, it's at the top here though, right? No, I don't do Pinterest at all. Huh?
Are you searching for a user?
Yeah, oh, I'm searching for the actual like we have a board.
You do?
Is it
Yes.
What is it called?
Pretty sure it's called Keystone Reading.
Oh, okay.
But everything has to be just right.
I know, that's why I was,
I've had a hard time finding
Okay,
people that.
Keystone, Colorado, Keystone.
no,
Yeah, Keystone.
and it's my home computer that I do a lot,
Keystone State.
most of, I don't think, I can look it up real quick, sorry. I thought it would come up, because I just, not on, oh, cool.
Is it there?
Yeah, I'll send you
No, no, it's okay.
After you go into Pinterest, what do you do? Search, yes.
Yeah, like next to that P. Yeah, okay, great, thank you. All right, so it's Keystone State Reading Association. I think we have like 2 followers or something like that. So when I don't feel like, or I'm rushing out the door, I'm like, I'm not gonna pin it because nobody's seeing it anyway. Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay, then
because
what you hit, yeah, because I've.
then you follow board, right?
Yeah.
So up in the corner here, you follow the board. And I do the same exact thing that I do every day, but what I have are different boards. I have a teaching ideas board. We have 5 boards. Teaching ideas board. Do you know how to get me to show that? Like visit site? Visit site. That sounds possible. Huh? Yeah. No. Well, I'm on them. No, that's the real site.
Is
The
it
real
their
one.
board or your board?
Their board.
Now, this says that they don't have, you don't have any boards, or you don't have,
Here.
I'm not,
When you first go in it, there's like different icons. And those are the different boards that they have.
Yeah, but then when you click on boards, you get 3 separate things.
yeah.
Here, but this one is ksrapa.org. See, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, that's that one. It's just the book.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Then there's.
Maybe I haven't been pinning to that one.
I have mine.
Can you tell when the last pin was?
Yeah.
Because I only do what I,
So, all right, just search, yeah. type
How
in
how
there.
long?
I typed it in.
And you gotta, it's gonna have to have spaces. It has to be exactly right.
That doesn't
Oh.
sound last.
Seeing that I have, yeah, I think that I don't recognize this book, I'll be honest. So maybe that's Valerie's. Here, click the read like a champion one.
Okay, so I did that. Oh.
So we wanna go to the one with the big KSRA letters, or you say read like a champion?
No, I think it's it's just normal KSRA. How would I get there? This is my work computer. That's why I don't use Pinterest on this one. So it doesn't have,
Let's see, where's read like a champion?
Yeah, I'll see.
the post I did was, the last post I did was the one for Friday.
On the website.
With the, and I pulled out one, it's just like a picture of a book, one of those nonfiction science and math books. Oh, you know what I can do? Never mind, I lied to you. KSRA, PA. Anytime that you're not, like you're not connecting with something, forgot to mention this, sorry. If you go down at the bottom of the KSRA page, it is, all of the links are here. So I'm going to go on to the Pinterest page. See that? Oh, 138. Wow, that's surprising. I didn't know. But I don't look at it from that end. I look at it from like the pinning end. So anyway, we have 5 boards. We have teaching ideas, YA, children's lit, professional development, and maybe
Yeah.
technology or conference. It might be the conference.
Back to the website.
I went to the KSRA website and I went down to the bottom because that's cleared it all up, because that's the link that Julie set up or Eric set up to go right to that board.
Yeah.
So
Okay, but you don't go to KSRA.
I go to KSRA PA and scroll all the way to the bottom. I'll show you again. See here, recommended links, all the way down the bottom, and Pinterest is one of those.
Oh,
And then that took me right to the board. Okay? So again, it's not very Pinteresty stuff. It's the stuff I'm posting. So it's very academic stuff, I've never posted, here's a great worksheet, buy this, here's some foldables. That's not what I'm doing, but you could certainly share something, or like Julie had said, maybe if we get the Teachers Pay Teachers up and running, this would be where it would be. So if you follow this board, you could keep track of that or contribute to that and be happy to promote your stuff if you're on Teachers Pay Teachers, that sort of thing.
So how's that gonna look? Like, we'll have an account kind of? Is
Yes.
that what, so when people pay stuff, it'll go into the KSRA?
Yeah, no, I have no idea
Oh.
how they're gonna figure that out. No, I think it's just in the thinking stages. So great question, but I have no idea. So,
they have stuff like 2013 conference, featured authors on
Yeah,
Pinterest.
there's some old stuff.
yeah, there's some,
Yeah,
like
there's
everything
also-
that's, is that the way Pinterest works? Everything you've ever put on stays
Oh,
on?
yeah.
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 So,
You
okay.
can take it off your boards, too.
You can, but then it's a lot of time. Yeah, okay. So I just thought some people are on Pinterest more than anywhere else, so I better just figure that out. Although I don't have a classroom, that's my problem. So I just don't, there's not as much for me to do on Pinterest. But there are some other people that I'm looking to get hooked up with, like Emily Kistner is someone who posts a lot to Pinterest, and I can like maybe grab her ideas or something or other on one of the days. So, but just so you know that it's there. And then the last one is Google Plus. And sorry. What I want to do is I want to log out.